Good. Hello, everyone. Namaste. Have a seat. We'll start to do a little bit of yoga. So, in yoga, one of the main things that I believe most teachers do is the idea of sitting still and becoming present. So, if you can, just sit down and notice your sit bones underneath you and how your breath is doing. And if you feel any kind of tension or if you're in any kind of mood, just be aware of it. And another thing that we teach is the use of the breath, which is called Ujjayi breath. And it's inhaling through your nose and then breathing all the way through your chest down into your belly, so your belly blows up like a balloon, and then exhaling out of your nose. But when you do it, if you notice, when you take an inhale and when you exhale, feel like it's a sound like you're holding a shell up to your ear. It's kind of a cooling sound. And it's a cooling feeling. So inhale and exhale. So we're going to be focusing a lot on the breath. And if you can, notice the Ujjayi breath and use it during the practice. All right. So let's start by reaching our arms all the way up, inhaling, and then exhaling all the way down. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling all the way back down. And one more time, inhale up. And exhale all the way back down. Okay, keep your right hand on the floor. This is my right hand. It might be your left. Lift the arm up and arch over. And feel a great stretch all the way through that one side that you're lifting. Keeping that hip down. And then come on back up and lift the other arm up and arch over. And it's always nice to do these stretches at the beginning so that you get an idea of how tight you are along your sides. And then come on up. And now let's go. Let's make it a little dynamic. So lift that left or right arm, that first arm. Come on up. And then come on back down. And then the other arm. So we're starting to get that upper body warmed up. And then come on back down. We'll go one more time. And don't forget to use your breath. So inhale. And then exhale when you come down. Inhale. And exhale when you come back down. And notice how you feel. Okay, so let's roll our shoulders. So bring your shoulders up by your ears. Bring your shoulder blades back together and down. So start rolling the shoulders, just loosening up any tension. And then roll around in the other direction. And then come on back down and notice how wonderful your shoulders feel right now. Okay, so take this arm and bring it over to the opposite knee and just twist around. So we're just starting to get a little bit of the vertebrae to go into different directions. And then come on back around. And then this arm, which is my left, it might be your right, and bring it around to the other knee. And twist it around in that other direction. And then come on back around and then clasp your hands behind your back and just open up your chest a little bit. Just open it up a little bit, just feeling it all the way across your collarbone. And then come on back around and just pause and notice how it just kind of sinks all back down. And then clasp your hands and move your arms forward. So we're opening up the back, but we're also stretching the forearms. And then come on back down. Okay, so come on around tabletop. So your hands are going to be underneath your wrist and your knees underneath your hips, okay? And let's round our back like an angry cat, and then drop your belly, and then round your back up again. So really starting to get a little bit movement. Drop your belly. Now you can get the breath involved. So inhale, round your back. And exhale, drop your belly. And then one more time, inhale, round your back. And exhale, drop your belly. And notice how did you notice how your pelvis was moving? All right, come on back to tabletop. Let's come into downward dog. So the first dog, you're going to curl your toes under, keep your knees bent, slowly lift your sit bones all the way up. So keeping your knees slightly bent, because we're just starting this practice. And take a nice big inhale and exhale. And just start feeling the stretch in the back of your legs, maybe up and through your arms. And then walk your feet gently behind your hands and come into a forward fold. And one thing I sometimes like to mention is if you have blocks or books around, you can certainly use these at any time during your class. Okay, so coming into forward fold and having your blocks nearby, let's just hang out in a nice forward fold. And maybe start by grabbing the opposite elbows and let the crown of the head face down towards the floor. So you're feeling a little bit more stretch all along the back of the body. And then, so if you don't have blocks, you can bring your hands to your knees, or if you have blocks, take your hands to your blocks and inhale halfway up. So you're coming to a nice flat back. So your spine is nice and long. It's not round like the angry cat, but nice and long. And then you're going to exhale, fold forward again. And then inhale, we're going to stand all the way up. So inhale your arms, stand all the way up, reach up, reach up, reach up, way up. Hands up, hands in prayer position, come through the heart center. Okay, we'll come into mountain pose. So lifting your toes up, start by lifting your toes up and placing them back down onto the floor. And then come on up onto your toes. So now you're lifting your heels. And then gently place them all the way back down. So again, lift your toes and come on back up on your heels. So this is called a pada, which is a grounding part of what we call in yoga. And it really helps if you have your feet nice and aligned and grounded, it helps align everything else. So if you press more, if you notice, if you press more on the outside of your feet, you'll feel it go up the whole chain of your side, the sides of your, and then if you press in, okay, you'll feel it all on the inner sides, okay? So you want it to be nice and perfectly aligned. Now I have my knees slightly bent at all times. And then bring your hands down by your sides. And now your shoulders are facing down. I have my palms slightly facing forward. And then you're slightly lifting your chest. You're not arching, okay? So you're not arching, but you're standing so that you feel nice and aligned. That whole chain, the joints feel nice and aligned. So every time you stand up, you want to feel this, and this will help with definitely with the balance poses. All right. So just for a moment, we're going to throw you off a little bit. Put your hands on your hips and let's start rotating our hips around. So I want you to feel all the way around, not only in the center of your body, but feeling the whole outside, inside, front, back of your feet, okay? While we're getting a little extra lubrication. And then go around in the other direction. Okay, just lubricating a little bit. Great. Okay, so we're also going to warm up our hips a little bit. Now, if you need to get to a wall or you need a chair or anything, that's okay. So I'm lifting this leg up, which is my right leg, and I'm bringing it around. I'm touching it down. So I'm just touching it around, just starting to feel all this, the whole hip socket moving a little bit, come up and around. And then feeling the other foot really grounding. Now let's go in the opposite direction. So the other foot is really staying down. And if you notice you're wanting to favor a side of the foot, that's a good thing to keep in mind. All right, come on back down. Now again, make sure when you come back down, make it a natural habit to really feel everything so that you're not doing because you'll fall, your hip's sticking out. All right, other side. So lift the other knee up and around, and you can touch the foot down. Okay, and then notice what's going on with that right foot. It's definitely probably wobbling a little bit, but you're automatically finding where it needs to be centered. Now let's go in the other direction. Round in the other way. Nice and gently around. And come on back down and then come into that mountain pose. Feeling nice and grounded. All areas of the feet. Okay, come on up to the front of your mat. Okay, and inhale your arms all the way up. Reach them way up to the sky. Exhale, fly down. We're coming down to that forward fold. So you're hinging at your hips. Come all the way down. Bring your hands to your knees or your blocks. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And I want you to step back into downward facing dog. So step back into downward facing dog. And just feel that stretch now. Oh, and you're lifting your sit bones up. Making sure that your feet are hip width distance apart. You really don't want them together. Okay, come on down to child's pose. So come on down to tabletop and then just sit back on your heels and feel a nice stretch in that lower back, maybe through your arms. Okay, we're going to work on cobra a little bit and coming back and forth. So come on up to tabletop and walk your hands a little bit forward. I moved my knees back a little bit and come into like a knee push-up. Whatever you want to call this in your repertoire. And then lower yourself. Okay, so my elbows are not going out. They're down by my sides, coming all the way down to my belly. Okay, so my hands are down and grounded. So, and the tops of my feet are to the floor. I'm going to give you a couple of options here. You can lift your hands up and lift your collarbone up and come into a little baby cobra. So you're only lifting a little bit up. Or if you want to try it with your hands really rooted into the floor, you lift up your chest, keep your shoulders away from your ears, and just hold it up there for a moment. And then exhale down, and then come on back into child's pose. So you come up into that knee push-up, and then press back. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Okay, let's go through it again. So coming forward to the tabletop, lowering yourself all the way down. Choose which cobra you would like to do. Either lift your hands or come on up. Now, some people may be coming all the way up. It's completely up to you. Just make sure you're not hyperextending your elbows. And then come on back down. And then sit back go into tabletop and into child's pose. most of us have a weak upper body. So it's kind of nice to go through these a little bit. So come on forward, back, tabletop, lower yourself down, and then come on up to cobra. Okay, so your shoulders are going down your back, crown of the head to the sky, or if you want to keep your neck, your chin down if you have neck issues. And then come on back down. Come on back to tabletop. And then come into downward facing dog. And breathe. Nice big inhale. And exhale. All right, I'm going to go over getting your foot between your hands, and I'm going to give you a couple of options. So one option is to come down to tabletop and then just bring, like I'm using my right foot, just bring it gently around to come into a low lunge, okay? That's one way, and certainly if that's your way, that's all right, okay? Whatever works for you. Another way that maybe you can build up to, or you're already there, is I'm lifting my right leg up, bending my knee, and gingerly stepping it between my hands. It definitely, and then I'm dropping the back knee. This takes a little work, but it's worth trying to do, and have a little bit of fun with it. All right, so come on back to downward facing dog. And breathe. Nice big inhale and exhale. So find yourself and become nice and grounded. Okay, we're going to bring that right foot between our hands. So again, pick which way you'd like to do it. I'm going to lift my right leg up. I'm going to step it through. I'm going to drop the left knee down. Make sure the ankle is right over the knee. Come on up. And then lift your hands up. Feeling that excellent low lunge. Okay. And then come on back down. Step that right foot back. We're going to go through the cobra. Lower yourself all the way down. Tops of the feet are to the floor. Now lift that collarbone up. Lift up, feeling a good arch in that back. Shoulder blades are down your back. Exhale down. Come on back to tabletop. Downward facing dog. And breathe. And nice big inhale and exhale. And certainly anytime, if you notice I breathed, I just had a breath that came out of my mouth. Totally acceptable. Bring the left leg up or drop the right knee down. Do it this way. We're going to bring the left foot between our hands. And if you need to move the foot up a little bit, that's all right. Drop the right knee down. Make sure that knee's aligned with the ankle. Come on up. Reach your arms up and feel that excellent stretch. Okay, bring your hands back down to your feet. Step back. Come on into downward facing dog. And breathe. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Okay, walk your feet behind your hands. Come into that forward fold again. Okay, you can have your blocks. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And then stand all the way up. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Fingertips to the sky. Hands into prayer. Bring it through heart center and pause. And connect with that mountain pose. Connect the feet into the earth. Okay? All right, let's go through a little quick Shavasana, doing some more Shavasana. Asana. Inhale, Surya Namaskar. Sun salutation. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold down. Come inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale down, step back into downward dog. Okay, take a nice big inhale. And exhale. All right, here we go. Right foot comes up to the sky, or drop that left knee down. You're going to bring that right foot between your hands. We're going to come up into a high lunge. So Come on up to that right knee. Okay, you got nice and aligned. It might be a little bit of a wobbly thing going on. You're really rooting that back foot. Reach your arms up and take a couple of breaths here. So inhale and exhale, doing the Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale. Okay, bring your hands back down to your foot. Okay, you can drop the left knee down, step the right foot back into tabletop, lower yourself all the way down into the cobra, relax the shoulders, and then lift the chest up, the collarbone up, pressing the hands firmly into the floor. Exhale down. Come on back to tabletop, and then to downward facing dog. And breathe. Now you know the breath is so important to help keep us nice and calm. Okay, other side, left leg up, okay, or right knee down, and then get that left foot between your hands. However you need to do it, okay? Just don't hurt yourself. And then come on up to that high lunge. And one side might be a little wobblier than the other. That's all right. It's good information. Okay, so you're tucking your tailbone down a little bit so that you're feeling a little bit more of a stretch in that hip flexor. And that's why we do these, because we sit so all day long. So let's take a couple of breaths on this side. In Ujjayi breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands back down by your front foot and step that right foot next to the left, coming into a forward fold, hanging out there for just a moment. Put your hands on your blocks or your knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And then stand all the way up. Reach your arms all the way up, 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 up. Hands into prayer. Bring it through heart center and pause. Mountain pose. Feel the rooting going on. Notice if you're favoring inside or outside of foot, front, back. You want it all working so that the chain goes all the way up, nice and strong, getting ready for a balance pose. Not yet. We're going to do another sun salutation. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. The crown of the head is towards the floor. You're going to inhale halfway up, your choice. Flat back. Exhale down. Now step back into downward facing dog. Back into dog. Taking some breaths again. And certainly breathe out of your mouth if you choose. Inhale and exhale. Yep. Really pressing the bottoms of your knuckles into the ground. Okay, let's bring that right. Actually, let's do the left foot. Do you mind if I do the left foot? Left leg up in the air. Okay, we're going to get this left foot between our hands again. So you may want to drop the right knee, whatever works for you. Okay, so you got the foot, the left foot is between your hands. We're coming into warrior two. So swivel the back foot into a 45-degree angle and see if your heel is kind of lining up with your heel or your arch, okay? And then gingerly, gently come on up, okay? So first off, before we bring our arms out, really take notice of how your feet are really rooted in before you get into the arms, because sometimes your mind gets taken away with what's going on with your arms. And really feel how your feet are pressing down. Like, can you press down on your heels? Now, can you press down on your balls and balls of your foot? And then bring your arms out to a T, okay? And you can look over the front middle finger and just feel that. And feel how you're nice and stable. Now, even by being in this pose, you're getting strength throughout your legs. I think you know that, and your arms. So let's take a couple of breaths. Inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to your hips and then just move the left foot towards the front. So you got a nice wide leg. Okay. And then we'll just swivel over to the other side. So bringing, now this is my right foot. It might be your left. I'm not sure. And then bend I'm bending that knee. Okay. So the other side, not bringing my arms out yet. I'm really trying to feel you're pushing your feet down into the ground while bending that one knee, pressing the outer foot back, but keeping that outer foot and the big toe nice and grounded at the same time. Bring your arms out to a T, okay? And you can look over your middle finger if you want. A couple of breaths on this side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, maybe coming down a little lower. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to your hips, and then you can heel toe your feet. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, them all the way together. Okay, now that you got some strength and you're standing in Tadasana and you're nice and rooted, let's do a tree pose, shall we? So lifting the right leg up, okay, and if you need to bring that toe down and up, that's all right. Or you can bring your hands to your hips. I personally like doing this. This is just my thing, but you can do whatever. If you need a wall, a chair, that's all right. Remember to stare at something on the floor that's not moving. You can bring your foot out to the side. You can bring the bottom of that foot to your calf. Just don't bring it to your knee. You can bring it up and inside. I don't know if I can do this today, and I'm okay with that. Maybe I can, okay? Nope, not today. Maybe bring your hands into prayer. Maybe bring your arms up. And breathe. Notice what your foot is doing, your standing foot. Bring your hands down to prayer, hands on your hips. Maybe bring that knee forward, maybe bring it out, and then bring it back down. And pause. How do you feel? All right. Okay, other side. So remember that you're really thinking about all areas of the bottom of your foot so that it's really keeping that hip and the whole leg nice and strong. So start lifting the left foot up. Okay, definitely do a toe thing, definitely do a wall, bring it out to the side, bring it to your calf. Engage that whole standing leg. Maybe bring your hands to prayer and bring your arms up. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hands down to prayer. Hands on your hips. Maybe knee forward. Bring your leg out. All right. How do you feel? Maybe walk your feet out a little bit. Just getting that blood flow again. Okay, so let's go back to that wide-legged. And possibly you may want some blocks for this. I'm not going to use blocks. So we're going to do a forward fold. So depending upon how you want your feet, and depending, you may want them out in a V slightly, okay? Slightly, it might help. And make sure you always have a micro bend, okay? So inhale your arms all the way up, and then gently, slowly lower your hands down to the floor. And again, you can have blocks here. That's all right. So have the crown of your head going down towards the floor, okay? If that's where, okay? And certainly just hang out there and notice how, obviously, your inner feet really want to work it here. So you have to think about working the outer foot. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. All right, now bring your, I'm going to say my left hand, this might be your right hand, down in front of your face and reach your right arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. And again, notice the minor fluctuations that may have happened with the bottoms of your feet. And just relax your shoulders. Make sure they don't come up by your ears. Really reaching up. Taking a couple of inhales. And exhale. And bring that hand back down. Pause for a moment in the forward fold. And then the other side. So bring the hand down. Reach it up. Okay, so the fingertips are really going up. So inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then bring your hands back down. Bring your hands to your hips and come halfway up. Now hold it there. And then come all the way up, nice and slowly. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. All right, come on up to the front of your mat. Okay, again, feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, fly down. Inhale halfway up, wherever you want your hands to be. Exhale down, and come on down to child's pose. So come down to tabletop. Bring your toes together, V your knees out, and sit back and just stretch. Taking a nice big inhale. Exhale. All right, so let's come down to our bellies. Lower yourself all the way down. Okay, tops of the feet are to the floor. Okay, bring your hands down by your sides, okay? And notice the bottom of your body, you know, how it's just like really relaxing in, right? Well, you know you're going to engage it. So just like we did with Cobra, now we're going to come into Locust. Lift your collarbone up. Okay, lift your arms up. And maybe this is where you're at, okay? Some people like to have a strap behind their back, so it kind of initiates or kind of feels like they're pulling up a little bit more. That's up to you too. You can lift your thighs off the ground. So now you're working the whole back body and also opening up the chest, getting all kinds of blood flow there. I always feel it in my triceps working back. Keep breathing. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Okay, stack your palms. Rest everything down. And just take some breaths here. Just relaxing breaths, okay? Relaxation is really a big part of doing yoga. Okay, bring your hands. Let's do it again. Hands down by your sides. So lift your collarbone up, lift your arms up, lift your legs up. Okay, and watch that you're not straining your neck. So you may want to tuck it down towards your chest a little bit and just lift off. You can do different things with your arms if you want. It definitely makes it more challenging. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, stack your hands the opposite way and rest your opposite cheek down. And again, feel that luxurious resting down into the earth. All right, come on back into child's pose for just a moment, just to stretch out. Really, really, really stretch out. And then come on around to a seated position. I gotta get a quick drink of water. Okay. And then widen. You can certainly get a drink of water anytime during class, by the way. Widen your legs out, just like we did earlier, but now we're sitting down. Bring your legs out. Flex your feet, and notice how the bottom of your legs are really engaging, okay? And it's also making you kind of sit up a little bit, because if you were just kind of letting it just all be frumpy, but if you flex your feet and kind of lift the chest bone so you're even moving that pelvis a little bit, you're sitting up. So let's start by reaching our arms up and then fold forward, just nice and softly, folding forward. I'm not going to say that your back is straight. It's probably arching a little bit, but just relax and just feel that nice stretch on your inner thighs. And take a nice big inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then walk yourself slowly up, okay? Inhale your arms up, and let's just twist to the, I'm twisting to the right, it might be your left. And then again, just fold over. So I'm engaging my legs, and wherever my hand falls, it doesn't matter. And if you can get your foot, that's all right. If you can't, that's all right too. It's no biggie. Just as long as you're keeping that opposite hip bone down so that you're getting a nice stretch, possibly in that left hip side. And then come on back up, gingerly come on back up and just pause. And then reach your arms up, twist to the other side, fold forward, and just let go there. And notice where you're feeling it. Okay, so you feel that opposite foot, hip wants to come off, so you really want to keep it down just so you get a little extra benefit of the stretch back there. And then come on back up. And then bring your feet together into Baddha Konasana. And you can butterfly your legs, just loosening up anything there. And if you want to, you can fold forward again. Again, feeling a nice stretch in the groin area, possibly the SI, where the sacrum is. And then slowly come on back up. Okay, soles of the feet to the floor. Okay, we're going to slowly lower down, nice and slow, all the way down, 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 down. All right, we're down to the floor, aren't we? Okay, so root your feet again. Really feel the bottoms of your feet rooting in. Okay, we're going to come up into we're going to do bridge a little bit so that you can really feel it from down there and what goes on with the legs. Okay, so you're roboting your arms, so your elbows are in, so you're getting nice and ready. You're feeling all different sides of your feet, and your heels are a little bit closer towards your knees. Although some of you maybe have to have it further out, that's okay. And then start lifting your pelvis up to the sky. And automatically you're going to notice what your feet do. Do they start going out? Do they start going in? And see if you can really try and press the big toe and the inner heel in, because that might help a little bit with the pelvis, but not so much that you're not using the outer edges of your feet. And just feel that for just a moment. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. You're definitely engaging your glutes, but not too tight. Okay? We don't want to make any strain back there. And then slowly, slowly, slowly come on back down and just pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to go up again. So start lifting your sit bones up, okay? And if you want to, you can clasp your hands underneath your sit bones and coming up more on the back of your arms and really opening up your chest. Now again, feel the feet where they're at. Lift up. Relax the glutes. I know that kind of sounds counterintuitive, but see if you can do that. And just holding up there and take a couple of breaths. Nice big inhales and exhales. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then you're going to slowly, slowly, slowly lower yourself all the way back down. Okay. Bring your knees into your chest and gently rock side to side just a little bit. Okay. Now slowly straighten your legs out. Okay. And then bring your right knee up towards your chest and clasp your hands on the bottom of that knee. And just feel that stretch, both where you're compressing where that right knee, the hip, the upper body is meeting the lower leg. And then also, most importantly, where the left leg, where the lower leg meets with the upper body, that hip flexor area that seems to get nice and tight on all of us. And then straighten that right leg out. Just let it pause for a moment. Okay, bring the left leg in. Clasp your hands. And notice if you have one hip flexor side that's a little bit tighter than the other. I notice that every time. And just breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Straighten your legs just for a moment. Actually, bring the soles of your feet to the floor, and then just windshield wiper, just loosening up before we come into a nice Shavasana. Please note, don't run away during Shavasana. Shavasana is so important. This is the part where we really get to relax into our body. So lengthen your legs out, bring your hands down by your sides, palms facing up, and just enjoy this. We have a tendency to want to move on to our day because our minds race so quickly. But see if you can just, for a very short time, focus on how your body is just smoothly falling into the earth. It's relaxing. And start thinking about your feet relaxing into the earth. So in this case, it's the back of the heels and the Achilles tendon. And have that as your guide to go all the way up your legs, through your trunk, through your throat, up to your head, and then all the way through your shoulders, down out through your fingertips, as a way to just guide you into some kind of stillness. And you're only thinking about that stillness. And when you're ready, you can stay here, by the way, all day. Or if you want to, you can start moving your fingers and toes. Just bring a little bit of movement into your body. And when you're ready, roll over on your right side. Just stay there a moment. And again, feel that connection into the earth. And when you're ready, come on up to that seated position, just where we started. And come back into that present state that you generated at the beginning of class. And see if it's just a little bit more calm and at ease. Bring your hands together and inhale compassion to yourself. And exhale compassion to the world. Thanks for joining me. Namaste. Please, any comments, questions? I really would love to hear from you. Certainly in the YouTube, or you can get in touch with the library. I really love to get feedback. It's a little difficult to maneuver this doing one way. So thank you so much. See you again.